In South Africa, National Sea Rescue Institute spokesperson, that's Lambinon, says this includes 5 drownings in KwaZulu-Natal and numerous others in the Western Cape. Well, he's on the line now from Cape Town. Good afternoon, Craig. Thank you for your time on the PM News Desk.
Good afternoon.
Craig, drowning still very much a problem this season. Are these mostly at the beaches or at private residences?
Yeah, we had a terrible day yesterday with a lot of drowning accidents around the coast. And obviously, it's attributed, we believe most of the drownings were as a result of rip currents. So we are continuing to urge people to find out as much as they can about rip currents and how not to get into difficulty in a rip current if you're down at the beach. And obviously, continuing to emphasize that parents must make sure that their children have responsible adult supervision around all waterways.
Chris, why do we still struggle with drowning incidents like this? It looks to be a perennial problem now. We see this happening season in and season out. Is it that beachgoers are just blatantly ignoring rules or signage in place? Or do we need to do more on the education and awareness side, perhaps?
Yeah, we're very fortunate that the Western Cape Department of Education have taken it upon themselves to include the NSRI's WaterWise program, which teaches children under the age of 14 about water safety, how to call an emergency, how to do CPR, and so on. They've included it in the curriculum for 2016. We're hoping that the rest of the education departments around the country take that on as well, because that will be a massive a change in the mindset of our population as we go forward to have better water-wise, a better understanding of safety around water. And it's not only coastal waters, it's also inland waters. Sadly, you are correct. It seems to be that people aren't going to beaches when the lifeguards are on duty. We continue to urge people. It's preferable if you go to a beach where the lifeguards are on duty, you obey their instructions, especially if you've got your whole family with you. But also if your family gets separated on the beach, as you can see from yesterday, the crowds on the beach, it's not difficult for families to be separated from each other. Then they can all go to the lifeguards for assistance. But also the lifeguards are out on the lookout for rip currents the whole time and are asking the public to swim where there aren't rip currents forming. And you'll notice that even during a day, they ask people to move regularly because rip currents form in different places constantly throughout the day. And sadly, we do believe that yesterday's number of drowning accidents around the coast were mostly attributed to rip current, people being swept out to sea by rip currents, panicking, getting into difficulty, and then drowning.
Craig, one of those incidents now, we've got reports that the police dive unit is also searching for a 10-year-old Gugulethu child who was swept out to sea at Clifton Beach, we understand. What's the status of that search right now, Craig?
Yeah, so there's an ongoing search operation for the 10-year-old at Clifton Beach. The police dive unit employed a police helicopter this morning to assist with that search. There's also a search ongoing. The police dive unit are continuing at Milnerton Lagoon Beach for an 18-year-old who drowned. Excuse me. And the police dive unit using a police helicopter, they were continuing to search in Port Elizabeth, where a child drowned yesterday, but that body has now been located and recovered. And obviously, the emphasis from our side, because of all of this what's going on, is just urge people to have a safety-conscious mindset around water.
Thank you, Chris. That was Craig Lambinon, the National Sea Rescue Institute spokesperson, on the line to us from Cape Town there. Now we have